Podcasting from Brooklyn Bridge Park, Pier number 2, this is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. Good morning. As usually, it's the time I come out here to record my productions, but whenever you choose, as always. Morning, evening, afternoon, late at night, nighttime. I always appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, and of course, I will always appreciate you hitting the subscribe notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. But do that if you want to. No pressure, man. I came across an article not too long ago on the site Engadget. And it was about Amazon using basically algorithms, AI, quantification to hire or fire their flex drivers. And usually flex drivers are under contract usually. And even though automation is a fantastic form of simplifying and actually even getting all the numbers right for your stats for your organization, we shouldn't be really relying on automation for every single thing. I know like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I talked about tech is cool and all, and I know I touched that subject, but it's just crazy how I just went over that, and then I read that article, and it was kind of disheartening because there's a couple of accounts of people who said that, yeah, been a driver for X amount of time, and I couldn't get to my deliveries because of, instant problem here. One person, they said they had a flat tire, so they had to correct that situation, but the metrics for hitting a certain amount of time and a certain amount of people, that got impacted majorly. And even though they're able to get their stats back up, the algorithm said, wait, listen, you're not performing up to metrics because of this issue, you're gone. Someone else stated, what I can definitely see it happening, where they had a bunch of people in, I think, an apartment complex, and they couldn't get access. They couldn't get access into the apartment complex. And he said basically no one was really answering their phones to get them in, and that impacted. And these things happen. But then because of that, the algorithm stated, oh, you're dropping below our expected standards for you to deliver our products, which we have a good name on. You're out of here. Numbers don't lie, but people are needed to help steer these numbers. It's just crazy because as much as we want order, we're looking to automate everything, and we're cool on the consumer side because we're getting everything we want as fast as we want, as quick as we want, when we want it, how we want it now. This is the status. This is the standard of what we've come to expect. Entitlement. Unfortunately, as a result, to produce, you're going to have to, of course, something has to be compromised for convenience. So I have no qualms against quantifying things because I came from a position where I ran a section where I was forced to quantify because the old traditional method of doing things just wasn't working for me, and I knew I wasn't giving my best effort. So I incorporated automation to help manage things, keep me on top, and keep my clients on top of everything as well. But then to have full-blown automation without having that empathy, sympathy, having that human factor. So order, you could say with love too, with having understanding. Okay, this person is a top performer. They fell below these required metrics because XYZ. Yeah, they probably need to straighten up, tighten up. At the same time, things happen. So it's not just about looking at the numbers, at the algorithm. AI is pushing us towards what we try to strive. We think that we want this. We don't really want this. We don't want to take out the human factor, but we've been doing it for the longest. Having all these call centers now relocated from America to other places, and then even more so, having them straight automated, where you want to call customer service for whatever reason, and I just want to talk to a person, but I have to jump through hoops now to go through this automated system. Some places don't even have phone numbers. Hey, you could chat with us, where a chat bot is now in the place of a person. And now we even also have these things where it's like you just email and we'll get back to you. So we've been separating ourselves from the human factor to have proper judgment, to show that there's a judgment call. Yeah, we have the numbers here, but people can skew numbers. People have been known to always skew numbers. So we can't just totally depend on a system that has no compassion, that has no real proper human logic, that things do happen. Or, you know what, this person is trying, we're going to give them a little bit more chance. This is why they have evaluation systems when done properly. Machines don't do that. People do that. People want order, but they want it without the love. Can you imagine how our Creator would be if all he wanted was order and he didn't have love in his heart? I know a lot of people have reservations about what our Creator allows to happen, but that's a whole other story, and that's a lot of studying, actually, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of it. It's not just going to happen in a snap conversation. But imagine now if we just lived in an existence where as soon as we messed up, that was it, we're gone. We have to have compassion. We have order. We have a need to have order, and we have a need to have love. Don't forget that. Anyways, that's all I got for the day. You can check out the rest of my content on my website at www.brooklynbaritone.com. You can also check out my merchandise. I got hats, I got shirts, I got all types of things going on. Check me out. I'm also on Instagram. Oh, I'm jumping the gun. Well, I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. You can also check the rest of my content on the YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I'm also on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. You can find my podcast on Google Podcasts, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and also Amazon Podcasts under music. I broadcast on Brooklyn cable television 4 times a week. That is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on those days. I come on Verizon, RCN, Spectrum, and Optimum. Thank you guys for listening. We'll hear from you next week. Be good. Stay frosty. I'm out.